Some of you may have heard someone describe themselves as a furry before. You may have heard this word on TV or in the papers, but you most likely heard it on the internet, where furries seem to appear in great numbers. Those of you who follow me online on, say, Twitter or Tumblr, or some other ridiculous site that I use for some reason, have probably heard me describe myself as a furry before, and I'd like to explain what that means, because most people have no idea, or they think they know, but they actually don't, they actually just don't. Simply put, furry is the self-applied label to people of the furry fandom, which is a community of people who share an affinity for anthropomorphic animals. What anthropomorphic, or anthro for short, means with human-like characteristics, or in other words, personified. A lot of people just say cartoon animals to keep it simple. An example of this would be an animal that has a human-shaped body, talking or doing other human-like things, or has other human-like characteristics. Most people are familiar with the anthro animals that reoccur in Disney movies. For example, Simba from The Lion King. Furries, sometimes just shortened furs, are simply fans of these types of animals. For example, a furry would like the webcomic House Pets, the video game Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, Disney's Robin Hood, or The Fox and the Hound, etc., etc. Furries like to imagine a world full of anthropomorphic animals, just as Doctor Who fans like to imagine that the Doctor actually exists. The furry fandom, much like any other fandom, has lots of art. We draw lots of art of anthropomorphic animals, plus we play of other art, such as music and writing. We even have novels that star anthropomorphic animal characters, such as Changes by Gene Wolfe and Waterways by Cal Gold. Most people think called a fursona, which is your furry persona. It's what you'd be like if you were an anthropomorphic animal. Some people change what they're like and make a character based on who they want to be. A fursona often reflects personal attributes that a person cannot or will not reflect in their normal life. Other people, like me, when asked what a fursona is, we just say, well, it's just like me in real life, but an anthro insert animal here for. For me, as you hopefully guessed, it's a red fox. Yeah, I know, right? So original. I've never even seen another red fox fursona. Ever. Furries also like to dress up. You know those mascot-like animal costumes you may see in the news surrounding furries? Those are called fursuits. It's estimated that roughly 8% of all furs own such a suit. Many people occasionally express themselves wearing ears, tails, or paws, sometimes collars. Sometimes they'll just wear normal clothing pertaining to animals, such as a Fox Motorsport shirt, or maybe a shirt like this wolf shirt from Hot Topic. Or maybe they will wear hats like this. Some people don't dress up at all, but the most common place to see people wearing furry apparel is at a convention or meetup, although some people like making a statement by wearing their furry apparel in public for fun. That's the whole point of dressing up, for fun. It's a fun way of self-expression. A minority of furries even believe that they aren't completely human. They feel that they may have a spiritual connection to a certain animal, or have the soul of a certain animal. Much similar to Native Americans and totems. Speaking of which, anthropomorphic animals have been throughout history, as I just mentioned. Totems, old cave art you may see depicting animals anthropomorphically. The Egyptian god Anubis, or Anubis, however that's pronounced, was an anthropomorphic dog or something. I don't know. That was in 6th grade and stuff. I don't know this stuff. Anyways, getting back on topic. As it mentions, a minority of furries feel that they're not completely human, but most furries do feel unakin to humanity as a whole in certain ways. Not necessarily in a spiritual way, but we just don't like certain aspects of humanity. Like, I don't like how overpopulated we are, or how much pollution we produce, or, how bad most of the world is at human rights, etc., etc. It's just that us furries will take a step back and be like, how can I possibly be part of the same species as Rick Santorum, for example? That's, just think about that. You're the same species as Rick Santorum. Don't you just feel like shit now? Come on, you're just like, why? Why me? Why Rick Santorum? Why? Which is why we tend to identify with animals more strongly. Furries are total animal people. Many furries donate to charities that are involved with animals and the environment, and other charities, of course. For example, in 2011, a charity auction held at a London, Ontario furry convention called Condition raised $10,586 Canadian for Salthaven Wildlife Rehabilitation Education Centre Incorporated. Many furs are pet owners too. You know how you may feel a special connection with your pet? Well, furries feel that with nature and animals as a whole. But usually more specifically their fursona, which is why it tends to be their favorite animal. Furries also tend to be very scientific, open-minded, and accepting people. Most are atheists or agnostic, and generally secular people. Alright, well this pretty much brings us to a close and recap. Furries are fans of anthropomorphic animals and just like art of them and dressing up like them, and we're also scientific and just like nature and animals in general. Basically it's a harmless fandom, just nerds who are fans of anthropomorphic animals, really. Really, it's just like any other fandom where the basis of it is normal, but on the inside it's just crazy madness, fandom, people freaking out, nerds, internet, etc. Foxes, yep. If you're in the Harry Potter fandom, you want to go to Hogwarts. If you're in the furry fandom, you want to be an anthropomorphic animal. Despite some of the logistics of that, though, be inconvenient, like imagine how much shampoo and conditioner you'd use. Anyways, if you watch this and identify as a furry, then welcome to the club. And if you just had some misconceptions debunked for you, then thank you for allowing me to explain before you start giving me crap about being furry in the comments, something like that. Thanks for watching!